Have you ever seen a character creation so crazy it just has to move? Today we're just not imagining it, we are making it happen in Procreate Dreams. Get ready as we take this wild creation and bring it to life with animation magic. You won't believe what unfolds. Let's go. Alright guys, here we are. Let's move on over into Procreate. I'll show you what I've got created. So here's a monster character I have created. I'll show you all of the layers I've got going on right now. So there's not a lot to it actually. So I've got the eyes grouped up. They're on both on separate layers because I want to move them independently of each other. We've got a key here which is sitting right there in his hand. We've got his arm. His right arm. His right arm is going to be animated and his left arm is not. We got his mouth on a separate layer. His top of his head, that little frill thing right there, and then we got his body on a layer. And that's it basically. So there's not a lot to it. We got our background there also. So we can turn off that background color because we're not going to use it. But that's basically it. It's not much to it, like I said. So let's move on over into Procreate Dreams and we'll set up our file. So you're going to click on the plus in the top right corner right there. And if you want to look at all of the sizes that you can choose, I'm going to stick with widescreen HD. All right, here we are. Now we need to alter some things. So if you click on the title right there, which is Dreams and a number, yours might be something else if you've renamed it. But normally it starts off with Dreams and a number. So make sure that your top selection is chosen right there. Mine's a star. Yours might be expanded and be something different, but we're going to go in the frames per second here and change that to 12. And the duration of the animation, probably no more than 10 seconds. So we're going to start off with 10. If we need to shorten that later, we'll do that. And the 1 minute right there, click on the 1 minute mark and hit backspace and that'll get rid of that. So we got 12 frames per second. 10-second animation and 1920 by 1080 HD. Hit done and we're all ready to go. Now what we need to do is we need to bring our files over from Procreate into Procreate Dreams, and I'll show you the easiest way to do that. I'm going to go back over into Procreate and go into Gallery View. If you click on it until you can move it around, don't pick up your finger yet. Get out of that program, go back into Dreams, and then drop it right in there and it'll import everything in there for you. As I usually say, these two, the orange one and the white one, are exactly the same dimensions, so it's sometimes a little bit difficult to get it right in there perfectly. So what I like to do is just grab a corner and upsize it just a little tiny bit, and then it will fit right in there perfectly. Alright, so what we got now is we got a picture file. I'm going to 3-finger and swipe on that and bring that timeline out a bit. If we hit play, of course nothing happens because pictures don't move, and that is what our task is to do today. We're going to make this guy move. Alright, so first thing we need to do is long press on your file right here and click on Convert Layers to Tracks. And what that does is it creates a group. You can see there's a group here now created. If we click on that little arrow beside it, it'll open that up, and then all of the layers that we had over in Procreate are now here in Procreate Dreams. So the first thing I want to do is I probably want to get his eyes to moving around. Alright, so remember they are in a group by themselves called eyes, so I'm going to open those up. And then the first eye right here, I guess I'm going to have him, maybe we'll start off straight ahead. So I'm going to hit a move and scale, and we'll start that eye right looking forward. Alright. And then I'm going to come over just a little bit and we're going to make that eye go down. That eyeball go down. Alright, and we want the other one to do just the same thing. So I'm going to click on that, hit move and scale, and start a initial spot. We're going to start it right there in the middle. And then we're going to come over to that same spot of that upper one there and hit move and scale again. And we're going to have it come down just like the other one did. So he's going to look down. And then we're going to come over and make him look up, and the same thing down here. Make him look up, and then we're going to come over again, and we're going to have him look to the left. Going to kind of look cross-eyed actually. That eye is going to look there, and that eye is going to look there. All right, so let's see what that looks like. Down, up, and then over. All right, that's fine. Just want some kind of animation to get started off looking interesting. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we can close those eye groups now, because that's all we're going to do for right now on that. Okay, the next thing we want to do is we're going to take that key and we're going to insert it into the little keyhole which is on his forehead right there. Now this is going to be a frame by frame animation, so I just showed you with the eyes that was a keyframe animation. Now we're going to have to do some drawing. I'm going to put my drawing glove on because Dreams is very sensitive, and if you touch the wrong thing it's going to mess everything up. So got my drawing glove on, and now what we're going to do is that arm is going to start off in that position. So after the eyes, look over to the middle there. We are going to split this arm group here, edit and split it. And then so that first part of the arm is not going to move at all. And then this arm is going to start moving. So what I'm going to do for right now is I'm going to just slide that thing out of the way. And it disappears because in the middle here there's no arm. So we're going to draw it now. And I'm going to go into drawing mode, which is that little squiggly line right there. I'm going to click this green color. Actually, I'm going to start with black. I'm going to go into black first. Alright, because we're going to be doing the frame of his arm first. Alright, and right here, so we can see our onion skin right there. Let's go into the onion skin. If you click on the numbers right there, we're going to edit our onion skin. I only want to show probably maybe one frame. That's good. And then if we go one more frame over, we won't see it at all. So now we can see the outline of our arm. So what we're going to do is, let me see what brush I got. I got the monoline brush, which I think is fine. Maybe I'll go into my personal brush here, my standard inker streamliner. I think I'll start with that. Alright, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw this arm in the different positions because it's going to lift that key up and it's going to insert it into the lock that's on his head. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're just going to take this. Oh, I didn't like that. I'm going to make this bigger so I can see it a little bit better. We're going to make that arm come up to about right there. So not much. I'm going to kind of close those off, which I didn't like that. Let me start with this line actually. There we go. Okay, and the next we'll just go over one frame, and then you can see the onion skin of it. So we're going to make it move up a little bit more. And that's fine. And then come over again. I'm just going to keep on doing this until we get that arm moving up. All right. Got a little fat there. I didn't want that to happen. All right. And you can kind of look at it, see what it's doing. Well, that's good. All right. You're getting close. That might be enough, actually. Let's see. Might be good. I'm going to stretch this last frame out. Maybe to 2 frames. Come on, Dreams. There we go. So it stayed in that position for a few frames, actually. All right, let's get that key to moving up with it, and let's see what that looks like. So I'm going to go up to our key, which is right there. All right, and we're going to set a move and move in scale. So it's not going to move it all up to that point. And then right there, we're going to set another one, and we're going to bring it up. One more. Bring it up again. Okay. And I think I'm going to start rotating that key now. Rotate it a little bit more. So it's heading into that lock. I'll bring it down a bit. Okay, now what I'm going to do right here is I think I'm going to go up to the main track right there, and we're going to split that key. Oh, I'm still in the keyframe. Edit, split that lock. And then on this one right here, we're going to erase. So go into drawing mode and go into your eraser tool. We're going to erase the end of that. So if you're enjoying the content, I have a small favor to ask that makes a huge difference. Subscribing to my channel is like giving a virtual high five, and it means the world to me. When you hit that subscribe button, you're not just supporting the channel, you're joining an incredible community of awesome people who love art just as much as you do. Imagine being part of something bigger where every view, like, and comment helps us grow and reach more awesome folks just like you. Plus, subscribing is super easy. It's just one click, but that one click has a ripple effect, helping me create more content, bringing new ideas to life, and spreading positivity all around. And hey, in the spirit of kindness, how about this? Subscribe and then go out and do something nice for someone today. Hold the door open for a stranger, leave a kind note for a coworker, or simply smile at someone who looks like they need it. Let's make the world a bit brighter together. So what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and let's make amazing things happen. Thank you for your support. You're the reason this channel exists. All right, and then we're going to split it again. I'm going to erase a little bit more of it, so it looks like it's going in there. All right, and that's where his arm ends, so we need to stretch that arm a little bit more. So let's Oh, we're still in drawing mode. If you wonder why you can't move anything around or it's not getting those little bounding boxes, it's because you're probably still in drawing mode. I do that all the time. All right, I'm just going to move that key over just a little bit more, and then we're going to go into drawing mode, and we're going to erase that right there. I think that's good enough, actually. All right. All right, and from that position, we're going to have his arm come back down. So what we can do is we can actually take all of these animations that we did and reverse them. Now, there's not an easy way to do that. So it's a lot of moving around. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that one where it's that next one that goes down, that one right there, and I'm going to duplicate it. So if I hold down on it, come on, Dreams, work with me here, guys. We're going to duplicate it, and it's going to put it right next to it. We need to take it and slide it over there to the end. And then we need to take all of this, we need to move it down. So then it in, and then that arm comes back down. Okay, and then the next one will be that one right there. So we're going to take that one and duplicate it, and then we're going to take this and put it all the way over here on the end, and then we have to slide all these down for that gap to go away. All right, and so then he comes down one more. 1, 2. All right, and then we'll get that next one. So was that 1, 2, and then we need that one. This one right here. So we're going to duplicate it, and we're going to take it and slide it over there on the end. And then what you guys can do, if you start getting a lot of movement here, go to drawing mode and click on that layers there and draw a line through all of those. And then you can long press on them and group them together, and now you just have that one thing to move down. It makes it a little bit easier. Okay, he comes down. All right, so let's see from that one. Which one is it? So he's up around the eye. So I think it's that one right there, which is the last one. So we need this one. I'm going to duplicate it again, and we're going to take it and slide it over there to the end. Let's see if that works. Down, 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 down. Yep, that's it. And then we'll need to take these and slide them over. Now we only have 3 to slide after we grouped them. All right, then we need to go down one more, which is that by the teeth? Yeah. So it'll be that one right there. Oh, I'm still in group mode. Duplicate that one, and we'll take it and slide it down there. Let's see if that was the right one. Yep. All right, and then we need to put all of these back over. One more, okay. All right, and then that one. So that's where he's on the top of that little blue, yeah, right there. Maybe this one next. Duplicate. All right, and we're going to take that one. Come on, guy. Nope. Move it down there on the end. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to group these guys again. It's getting to be a hassle. Long press on it, group them. And then we got them all together again. Okay, let's see if that goes down. Yep. So I think the next one will be that one. The actually, it's more. It's that one. Duplicate. Did we get it right? Yep. This one's next. Let me see if I got that. Yep. Okay. And then this one right here. Duplicate it. I'm going to take it, move it down there on the end. I think we're almost done. That'll be the final one right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and copy it. Go all the way down here and paste it. And then it should be all the way down. Okay, now we need to get all this and slide it back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to group all these guys. Long press on them and nope. Long, oh, you know what? Can't do it yet. We need to slide them down first. So I'm going to take this and move it over this way. Now we can long press on them and group them together. And now let's see if we move that all the way down to there. Let's see if that works. In and back down. There we go. All right. It is perfect. All right. So now what I'm going to do is, because he's put his key in his lock there, and even before the arm goes all the way back down, we can start doing it about right here. So we're going to have that head move, and scale. We're going to have it open up. And we're going to set our anchor point down to the bottom left corner because I want it to rotate up. Hit done. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take that corner and then make it rotate up like that, like it opened up. So that key opened something up. All right, and then what's going to happen is a surprise. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start a new, after that head opens up right there, we're going to hit plus and hit a new track. And that's going to create a new track on top of that head part. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to have this weird little green hand come out, and it's going to grab that key. And we're going to draw all that in. So we're going to go back into drawing mode. All right, and then I want the same green color. And this little hand is not going to have like an outline or anything around. It's going to be like really simple. I think I'm going to probably go into I'm going to go into my monoline brush. All right, and we're going to have that something come out. We're going to make it bigger though. It's going to be like not as big as his arm, but similar. I'm trying not to get on the black, which, you know what we could do? No, it's going to have to go over the face, so I got to stay on this frame. I was thinking about putting it under the body, but yeah, it's going to have to go over the face. So I'm going to do a little bitty thing like that, and we're going to go to the next frame. And just make it like it's coming out. All right, and it's going to attach to it. And then we can reverse this one just like we did the other arm. So I'm going to see if we copy it this time. Let's see if that will be maybe that's better. Paste it. There we go. So now it's just going to grab the key. It's going to go back, and then we're going to copy this one. Come over here and paste it. copy this one. Paste it. All right. And this one next. Copy it. Paste it. Just keep doing that. And then it's going to disappear. All right, now we need to get that key to moving. So right here, we're going to edit and split that key. And we're going to set an initial move and scale. Now we're going to have that key come out. All right. So you can see that the key is still cut off. So I'm going to do my best to draw that back in. Shouldn't be that much. It don't have to be perfect. I think that's good enough. All right, and then that frame here, I'm gonna move right there, and maybe I'm gonna have it rotate. Well, not right now. Now I will. It's got some stuff in there I don't want. So I'm just gonna erase that. Here we go. The next one, edit, split. We'll make that key disappear. Just like that. All right, and then his head's gonna close back up. So we're gonna hit a, actually we don't need to. You set it an initial one, and then we'll come over a little bit, and then we'll have that thing rotate back down. Here we go. And you could probably do it a little bit slower. I'm gonna bring it over here. Maybe I'll do one here. No, come on. If you don't have your finger in the right position, it will not rotate. Here we go. Nice. Okay. All right, so the key is gone now. So now the key needs to reappear. Let's see where I'm going to put this at. So it needs to be on top of the mouth. So I'm just going to go to the mouth right here. And I'm going to click on plus and add a new track. All right, and we're going to have this key come back out. So after his head closes right there, we'll pause for a bit. And now we're going to have a tongue come out. So I'm going to go into drawing mode. And I'm going to choose a tongue color, maybe that color right there, kind of a light red to pink, maybe there. Doesn't matter that much. All right, let me see what brush I'm on. Monoline brush, that should be fine. All right, I'm going to make this bigger. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a tongue come out. And we'll have it start. Let me see how big that is. That's not too big. Let me make that brush a little bit bigger. Let's maybe make it be bigger than that too. There we go. That's a good sized tongue. All right, and we're just going to have it come out and stick out. So we're going to start small. That's a little bit big. So about right there. And then we're going to just come over a frame. So I'm going to stretch this out so it'll be easier to go frame by frame. And it's not showing our onion skin. Let me see what's going on with that. Edit onion skin. Opacity is down so far you can't even see it. I don't know how that happened, but anyway. We fixed it now. You can see the little purple mark is where our last one was. So we're just going to make it a little bit bigger. Alright, and then continue that. And we got a problem now. So it appears that our tongue is behind the arm. So we probably need to make a new track on top of the arm. And then let's see, maybe we can just drag these up here. Let's see if that'll work. Yep. So all those tongues I drew, I'm just going to put them up here. And then we're going to pinch them together. Should be good. Here we go. And now it's on top of the arm where it should be. And now once again, our onion skin has disappeared. And I do not know why. Maybe because I'm not in drawing mode? Yep, that was why. Alright. That looks good. And I'm going to get out of that, and that last frame right there, I can stretch him out if it'll let me grab it, which it usually won't. There we go. Alright, and then we get to have our key come back out. So let's take and let's duplicate this last piece of key that we had here. I'm going to hit copy actually. Then we're going to come over here and we're going to put paste. Alright, and it takes all of the keyframes too. So what we can do is just individually delete all those keyframes. Just long press on them and hit delete and they will go away. So now there's our key, but it's up there on his head, so we don't want it up there on his head. So we need to set our initial keyframe and we're going to put it down here, and we probably need to slide it over because he shouldn't be appearing yet. There we go. And now we can move that key out again. We'll have it should I start it up here? Maybe just we'll put this one down too. Maybe right there. Alright. And then we'll come over and we'll make another one. So it's going to be moving out with the tongue. I think that's probably good. Here we go. So it kind of moved a little bit, so we can make sure it's up on the top of the track there and hit edit and split, and we'll get rid of that last part there. Nope, I hit duplicate. And delete it, and then delete this one. Now what we can do is stretch this one out so it'll stay on the tongue. And we don't need that keyframe there. Okay, alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to have that hand come up and grab the key again. Go to our arm group again. And I'm going to edit and split it, and we're going to get rid of that side. And I'm going to draw it so we can see our onion skin there. I'm going to go into black and do the outline only. I'm going to try to make that brush quite small now. Yeah, that's good enough, I think. Alright, and then we're going to draw it one time. And then it's going to start coming up. So about like that. And the next one. Coming up a little higher. Just keep on doing that, kind of like we did before. Okay. The tongue, I just noticed, disappeared, so we're going to have to put that back in there. And all we need to do is stretch it out. And the key also. Alright, and let's see. Okay, he's pretty much got it now. Alright, and then we're going to have it drop back down, and what we can do is we can just reverse those. So let's duplicate that one. And we'll take it and slide it over there to the end. And then we'll duplicate that one. We'll take him and slide him over to the end, and we'll just keep doing that. Just in reverse. Alright, I think we need to do that last one right there. Alright, and then let me move all of these. So I'm going to select them all. And we're going to move them. No, that didn't work. Alright, we're just going to slide each one separately. We could group them and move them all in one, but I'm almost done now, so it don't really matter. Alright, let's see what that looks like. He goes up, he grabs the key, and then he goes back down. And we need that last one, this one right here. So I'm going to copy that arm again. We're going to paste it here on the end, and that will be back in its resting position right there. Okay, and now we need to get that key to follow him down there with his arm. So the tongue can start to go back in after he grabs the key, which is about right there. So we're going to have that tongue. I'm going to edit and split it right there. The hand moves down, the key will go with it, and then the tongue can start going away. So we're going to go right here. And we're going to edit and split it again, and now we're going to take that eraser, and we're going to erase that tongue. Make that eraser bigger. And then when that hand jumps down again, we're going to split it again, and we're going to take this one and erase more. Alright, and then the next one, we're going to have to draw it now. So I'm going to pick that. I'm going to drawing mode. Pick that red color, And then the next frame, we can just make that brush bigger. I think there's good. And then it'll just disappear. Alright, so the tongue goes back down. Right now, let's move that key. So that key is going to grab it about right there. So we're going to edit and split that. And then right here, we're going to hit a move and scale. Move and scale again. And then again. And it's going to keep on following that hand down. Alright, and I think that is going to be it. Okay, now we need to stretch this out. Stretch this out to the end. And we'll stretch that arm out to the end. Come on, arm. Here we go. Let's see. Alright, so this now is not correct. So we got a gap in our arm right here. It slid over somehow. So that's going to mess this up unless we meet up with that one. Now it's just disappeared completely. Alright, so let's see where it disappears is right there. So we're going to edit and split that track and delete that part. Alright, and then maybe can we stretch it out now? Will that do the same thing? No, it disappears again. Alright, so let's edit and split that again and get rid of this. And then, why don't I copy that and paste it. And that just does the same thing. So I'm going to two-finger and get rid of that. Alright, we're fixing to select all these guys and group them. Long press, group. Here we go. Alright, that worked. Now we need to get that key synced up. So right here, move and scale. Maybe right here. There we go. And right here. And then it jumps back up again. let's delete these keyframes. A lot of fixing in this one. Down, and then he reappears on the tongue again. So let's do a move and scale and put him down here. And he should stay down there now. There we go. Alright. I think that is the full sequence. Now what we're going to do is color in those skeletons of the arms. So the one is right over here. So what I'm going to do is, I've got a layer beneath that doesn't have anything on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my color on there. I'm going to pick this green color here. In that first frame right there, we're going to color that arm in. I'm going to have to be careful. I don't go outside the line. So I've got it behind it so I can go over the line a little bit. Alright, and then the next one. Just color that in again. Easy enough. I might not show you guys all of this, you know what to do. I'm just going to color that in each frame. It's not a lot of frames actually. Very tedious. That's why I don't do frame by frame that often. Doesn't do well with videos because it makes them too long. Alright, so we got that done. Now let's find that other piece where the arm goes back up to get the key. So that is right there. I think we finished finally. It took a long time. So I'll leave the final animation at the end of the video as I usually do. If you are interested in the assets, I will put them over on the Patreon page, and I will put the address on the page of the Patreon page right now. So you can go check that out if you're interested. If you have any questions whatsoever, put them in the comment section and I will answer every single one of them. And with that, I will see you guys next week for another Procreate or Procreate Dreams tutorial. Take care.